Guys, there's a part two from that Trans Am that had a lifter knock. So I didn't get a chance to record because I was working on another car. But we jumped ahead a couple days here after that red Camaro that I'm about to upload, or it's already uploaded. We just assembled this motor completely, and we found that two of the cam bearings were turned. They had spun, and the oil galleys for the cam bearings were not aligned for oil passages. So I guess it was running the back end dry after it warmed up, which wasn't good. Luckily the cam was okay and everything else was okay. We just got new lifters anyways, and while we were down there we decided to do a full rebuild. So we sent a crank out to get checked and polished, and then I got new bearings, new rod bearings, new piston rings. We honed the cylinders, and just completely degreased and washed the engine, blew out every oil passage possible. So the bumper's off, the engine's out. While it's out, we also got a converter that we're gonna throw in there as a stock converter, and then we also got a full True Dual Speed Engineering exhaust set. So the headers, the long tubes with X pipe, True Dual all the way out to the back. So we're gonna get rid of this old exhaust that the customer got made that he wasn't happy with. As you can see, just kind of mediocre, and was not happy with it. So we're gonna use the original exhaust hangers that Speed Engineering asks us to use. Look at this right here. We're gonna get rid of all this and put real nice True Dual exhaust. So sorry for not updating on the rebuild, but this is technically the point where we're going to throw the heads on it already. We're also changing from 806 head to like a 799, which is equivalent to the 243. So everything brand new on this engine, completely cleaned. And we're going to go back to the dyno afterwards. Maybe this is where our loss of power was the starvation of oil and lifter issues. So let's get the motor put together, thrown in the car, exhaust done. I gotta add a fuel pressure regulator, and then we'll take it back to the dyno and see if we can see a difference on the numbers. Okay, so the engine is put back together. The heads are tight. All the sensors are on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime the motor and make sure that every single one of these little holes has oil coming out of it, and make sure that the lifters are full and there's good oil flow. I can check pressure. I really don't need to. I can put adapter here or a tap there to check, but my biggest thing is just priming the motor. There's different ways to do it. Other people use air. I actually have one of those air tank things with a hose that I got from a friend, and you can force air and oil through the system. But I like to just hook up a battery to it, crank it over a few times, let the lifters prime up, and get oil to the top. So we're gonna do that right now. Got a little pistol, wired it to the starter. So let the oil pump do its thing. Just let it keep working. Here, give it a squeeze so I can check compression on these little sparkles. Not check compression, but check to see if there is a compression. Go. Okay. Yeah. Hold it. Keep going. All buttoned up, ready to go into the car. And got oil on all the rocker arms through the push rods to make sure everything was good. Valve covers back on, balancer back on. That's pretty much it. Motor mounts are on, flex plates on. I'm just gonna tape up the holes for the runners, so when we're putting it in, no debris or anything falls in. I'm gonna take the car outside and pressure wash the engine bay. It's pretty dirty, so take advantage of it while the engine's out and clean everything. So engine came out pretty nice, pretty good, pretty clean. So that's the plan for today, is to wash the rest of the car, get the exhaust off, the old exhaust, and then we're gonna put the speed engineering stuff on too. So try to button up the car as much as possible until we wait for the fuel pressure regulator. So on the fuel pressure regulator, we do here, there's a T under the car. This is like a return, I guess, for excess, but it's not enough. The regulator on the, it doesn't have a regulator on the rail, and it doesn't have the regulator on the fuel pump is not strong enough. So I'm gonna cap this T off, and then I'm gonna run a return from an external regulator to this one, and it'll go straight into the tank. And that's the quick return system for this. So we'll get this down and the car outside to get it cleaned up. Okie dokie, engine is cleaned up. Engine bay, nice and clean. Motor's coming up. About to throw this thing in there. All right, so he ordered some Speed Engineering True Dual exhaust kit. It came with clamps and all that stuff. Real nice tips, real nice mufflers. I already have one header up, but it's pretty much a full stainless steel dual, true dual, the exhaust kit for F bodies. I'll be installing here in just a second. I like this pipe because this is the pipe that everybody has issues with. If you notice, it's mandrel bend but flat like the factory, so it'll clear this bump that's right here. So there's a bump right here, and this will go here, like you see the body line, and it'll tuck in under the car, and it won't hang low like the 3-inch exhaust ones that they sell from, or that you can get made, or other ones. So nice little flat mandrel bend. It's the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, I'm gonna start putting this up right now. I already got one header up. Really easy install. There's a lot of videos on it, but oh, and also it comes with a panhard bar here, or a one for the body, because the exhaust doesn't fit over this. So the other one comes lower and then comes up, so the exhaust comes out dual. So pretty good. Let's set this up. There it is. Speed Engineering long tube and true dual X pipe exhaust. Very neat install. Very cool setup. Look at that. Dual out. Very good setup. There's a complete view from the back to the front. A lot of clearance. Perfectly designed. I like it. Header clearance is great. X pipe manufacturing is great. Complete stainless steel, real clean, really nice. It's my favorite part right here, where it transitions. Instead of a Y, it goes into a dual setup. It goes up. So it's got that clamp that bolts up to the seat belt, and then it's got its own hangers on the exhaust tips and before the bullets or the Speed Engineering mufflers. If you guys have any questions on the install, or any questions on how I set it up, comment down below. I'm more than welcome to answer these questions. I like these systems. Not a lot of people do them, but very affordable. I think it's like $600 or $700 for the whole set. Headers all the way out to the back. And I can't wait to turn it on to hear what it sounds like. Okay, we already gave it a little test run just to make sure it had oil pressure, but uh, want to show you guys. This is round 2 of the car. It's got a complete rebuild, new bearings, which is the new main bearings, new connecting rod bearings, new piston rings. It's got new cam bearings, new lifters again, changed them completely, and back to new exhaust. You guys saw the true dual stainless steel exhaust. We just finished topping it off and everything. I already started it. I can already tell you it's running great so far, but I want to show you guys the progress here. This is good news. The car's a remote start, so I'm gonna give it a quick remote start with the new exhaust. I think it's this one right here. Pressure about 60, maybe less, maybe more. Got the air cons running. It's running excellent. Still keeping with the good oil pressure. Car's cruising real nice at 2,500 RPM. Noticeable difference with the lifter swap and the rebuild engine. It just seems to be running a lot smoother. Should be pretty good. It's running great. Oil pressure stayed great. It's not getting hot. I was just checking tranny fluid, last minute checkup, make sure everything's okay because we put the new converter. I'll just give it a good wash and drive it for a while before we hit it hard again, make sure that the engine's broken in, and come back to it and see if we can get another dyno run on it, or maybe some good passes at the track soon. Other than that, thanks for watching. A recap: lifters failed before the car came, before I started working on the car, and I don't know what happened, but it continued, and I just did the best I could to replace what I thought was wrong with it, and end up being cam bearing issue. So pulled the motor, rebuilt it completely, and here we are again. So this time seems to be running good. I already went for a good drive, and it feels very good, feels very powerful. So thank you for coming back again. Make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you share, please comment. I do appreciate the comments, and we'll see what we've got next coming up. Thank you guys.